Indiana Jones' first journey began at a bar located in the city of Shanghai. He has just found the remains of Nurhaci, the first emperor of the Ming dynasty in China. Crime boss Lao Che wants to buy back this precious artifact. He intended to pay the male lead a few silver coins, but Indiana understood the value. Lao had to pay him with diamonds or there would be no ashes. Lao turned to poison Indiana's wine glass. If Indiana wants to get the antidote, he has to return the diamond. After talking for a while, but it didn't go anywhere, the two sides rushed to punch each other. Of course Indiana got it all. Meanwhile, Willie, the singer, accidentally caught the antidote, so Indiana had to take her with him. The two struggle to escape bar before being rescued by Short Round, a Chinese boy. The trio together went to the airport to return to the United States. However, it is unfortunate that that plane is owned by Lao, so when they were only halfway, the two pilots had drained the fuel tank and then disappeared. When the three people woke up, Indiana quickly used the lifeboat as a parachute to help them all land safely. After enjoying the river for a while, the trio arrived in the village of Pankot in India. Although the people are poor, they still treat our characters very kindly. Indiana shows absolute respect for the kindness of these people.
I'm not hungry.
You're insulting them, and you're embarrassing me.
After that, the village elder reveals a shocking truth. The new king of India has stolen the village's sacred stone and kidnapped all the children here. Not stopping there, he also occupied the Pankot palace. After hearing about this, Indiana seemed hesitant, but the village elder confirmed that he was the man sent from heaven to save this land. That night a child fortunately escaped from the concentration camp and transmitted a letter to Indiana whereby he realized that the stolen artifact was one of the 5 Shankara stones of the Indian god Shiva. Indiana put aside his fear and embark on a new journey. Indiana joins Willie and Short Round on an elephant ride to Pankot Palace to investigate. Right at the entrance, they were met King Maharaja's advisor to attend a banquet that was so grand that it made Willie say,
"Maybe it wasn't such a bad idea coming here after all."
but out of her expectation, it's actually a horrible meal with nauseating dishes like snakes, bugs and chilled monkey brains. After Indiana encountered King Maharaja, which turned out to be just a 10-year-old boy. He told of the Thuggee, a group who had killed thousands of people and insisted that they would have no way back. But the young king did not explain about the miserable life of the people of Pankot. That night, Indiana and Willie had their first interaction, so we got to know that he's actually a very emotional person.
4.5. I'm a conceited ape?
But before the two could do anything, a guard jumped out of the corner of Indiana's room, intending to take his life. After struggling for a while with the help of Short Round, the male lead sent this guy to hell. Indiana goes to Willie's room to explore the secret passage. The door opened. 3 people entered a path with many traps, from hideous insects to pits with sharp spikes. The group quickly overcome a series of deadly obstacles, but before their eyes is a truth much more terrifying than that. The Thuggee society is completely real and the Maharaja are just their mindless pawn. Now they are performing the rite of sacrifice of the living. The leader Mola Ram casts dark spells and then rips out the heart of the sacrifice in what can be said to be the scariest scene in the entire Indiana Jones franchise. The poor guy was gradually engulfed in a pool of burning lava. His heart was on fire in Mola Ram's hand. At the end of the ceremony, the Thuggee group pulled together but did not get back the Shankara stones. Take this opportunity Indiana down and reclaim the artifact. But before the archaeologist could rejoice, the accident happened. It turned out that the children of Pankot village were all kidnapped here. Indiana took a stone and hit it directly at the commander's head. They captured him and put him in a cage with Willie and Short Round. Soon after, Indiana confronts boss Mola Ram. This guy is planning to take all the Shankara stones, thereby controlling the whole world with infinite magical energy. To do that, Mola Ram needs a servant like Indiana Jones, so he forced him to drink a solution which has the effect of brainwashing the victim. At first, Indiana resisted, refusing to swallow the dark liquid, but after Light Doll get hit, he couldn't resist anymore. He was blackened and officially sided with Thuggee. Mola Ram ordered the mobs to sacrifice Willie. Despite the singer's pleas, Indiana still made a cold face. The brave and wise Indiana is gone. Just when Willie was about to sink into the hot lava, Short Round broke free of his chains and rushed to the Indiana. But just before he could say a word, he was slapped by his friend. Determined not to give up, Short Round pointed a torch at Indiana's body to wake up him. This time, the boys' effort was successful. Together Indiana and Short Round defeated all the Thuggee around. Not stopping there, they also rescued Willie. After the three are reunited, Indiana rescues the kidnapped children. After that, he still has to face a muscular Thuggee. Fighting with this guy was already very difficult, and even getting hit from the life doll. Thankfully, Short Round appeared in time and helped him get back on track, killing the opponent. Now there is only one mission left to escape from the cruel temple. The three of them sped off on a wagon, creating one of the most memorable chase sequences in cinematic history. Through a long way, Indiana and his friends finally saw the sun, but the Thuggee quickly caught up. What to do now? Ordinary people would probably give up and die, but Indiana would not. Indiana quickly cut the ropes of the suspension bridge, releasing the villains into the river. Indiana also sent the boss Mola Ram to hell. The battle finally ended, the trio returned to the village of Pankot. The magic stone has returned to its original place, promising to bring a happy life to the people here. The story ends with a passionate kiss between Indiana and Willie, but the adventure of the charming archaeologist has just begun.